Legend on the shores of Sarno River. Storyteller Gabriella sings ballads in the evening by the fire. A ship leaves the port, people are on board. The sea voyage was spoiled by the weather, and fate was not in favor. The Gorgon was angry with Poseidon, and he rode away on a stormy chariot. A storm arose at sea, the winds threw the poor boat like a splinter, and the waves lifted the schooner from the mountain, and the heavens opened up from the rain. And the captain with the crew, like the passengers, all ended up in salty water. Not many were saved on frail boats, others were carried away by the elements. The pirates made do with the meager goods among the wreckage of the ship. Yes, a couple of unfortunate servants and 2 children in a barrel. And at dawn they picked up a valuable cargo for their ship. In Greece, the pirates put the loot under the hammer. The sullen pirate left the children with an old fisherman. Gave money, ordered to feed the children, not to offend. Hoping to receive a ransom, but there were no results. The fisherman took care of the children, by the disasters of war. The children grew up and went after the wandering artists. Alex and Felicia treated each other like brother and sister. The old man played the cithara, a crowd of grandchildren performed. The wife sang drawn out, the audience left food. The granddaughters were beautiful, the youngest grandsons were twins. The gypsy said that their parents were a centaur and an Amazon. A skin was made for them from fabric, and they represented the centaur. They moved dexterously as a single whole, which greatly surprised the audience. The orphaned artists, and with them Alex and Felicia, ended up on the banks of the Sarno. By chance, the artists ended up in a rich villa in Pompeii. Pliny received them as a trophy, and out of mercy allowed them to perform. Gabriella looked after them as her own children. Glory to Jupiter. The owner's nephew Guy came from the capital. He made friends with the artists and took Alex to training. They wandered through the hills and wooded shores, listening to stories of hunters or fishermen around the fire. During the day, the artists helped with the housework. They showed scenes with the centaur, or the meeting of the Greeks with the Amazons. Guy liked Felicia and he watched her dance. The dancer pointed out to the young men their striking resemblance. Alex and Guy agreed, only one was tanned, the other was paler. Under the crowns of the trees, 3 girls walked among the flowers. The birds admired them, and their dresses fluttered gently in the wind. A flute sounded in the grove, but the treacherous centaur was going to captivate them. Felicia remained, and the centaur grabbed her, preparing to carry her away. Alex, fighting with the centaur, forced the monster to let the girl go. The centaur blew his horn, rushing off into the forest distances. Felicia and Alex fixed tender glances on each other. However, 2 Amazons with swords were already approaching the Greek Alex, and 2 athletes tried to grab the dancing Amazon Felicia. Girls with jugs in a dance float to the fountain for water. Flower girls, quietly humming, making garlands and bouquets. Boys, teasing, wrestling and arranging a merry leapfrog. The girls pull them apart, they march in a circle. Young men and women dance in pairs, scaring everyone. A couple dressed as a centaur appears, but the girls surround him with flowers, put a wreath on his head, and harness him to a cart with kids. An old man surrounded by boys approaches the fountain. Felicia pours water from a jug into the old man's flask. The old man predicts favorable changes for her. The boys tease the old man by dancing around him. He stops their antics by raising his hand. By an unknown force he made the boys spin in place. They fell to the ground together, completely bewildered. The old man predicts a storm, thunder and lightning, smoke, flames. Honorary citizens are relaxing on the veranda overlooking the bay. Polonius and his friend Messina's gray-haired sages. Pliny is going to send artists to Messina's feast, and he himself is ready to go hunting with his nephew Gaius on the shores of Sarno. And while Pliny and Messina are examining the statue of Apollo, Gaius, wearing a laurel wreath with Apollo's curls, poses for the artist. The old man warns that Gaius is in danger while hunting. Gaius only grinned, decided to cheat fate, and changes places with Alex. Alex, having whitened his face in a purple toga and wreath, sits down in Apollo's chair, and is ready to treat his friends to wine from the barrel of the old cellar. Uncle Pliny sends Gaius with the artists to the villa with Messina, and he himself goes hunting with Alex along the banks of the Sarno River. Gabriella and the servants decorate the villa, put out dishes with fruit. The master and his nephew returned from the hunt and told a sad story. The hunters blew their horns and followed the beast along forest paths, but the forest spirit fawn scared the animals and sent the boar at Pliny. The nephew stood up for his uncle and repelled the attacks of the ferocious beast. A well-aimed blow from his spear scared off the wild boar, but the brave man himself still limps. The uncle cordially thanks Alex for saving him, but his secret has not yet been revealed. The hunters brought only a couple of fat pheasants to the villa. His old friends arrived at the villa of Polonius straight from the ship. The rich man Gordian with his daughter Amelia, the nobleman Donker with his wife, their young wards, the ship's captain with the sailor cabin boy. Having greeted each other, the friends exchanged news and then went to the gallery to admire the statue of Apollo. The cabin boy put a carved chest on the table, a living chameleon on gems. The girls danced in a chameleon outfit with gems, Amelia and Alex dancing together. The cabin boy could not sleep, he felt the earth trembling. Donker and his wife told about the shipwreck. When the storm broke out, their youngest daughter and servants were lost among the waves. They traveled around the coast, looking for their beloved daughter. Gabriella could not hold back her tears listening to this sad story. The next day they were all invited to a celebration at the Messines Theatre. Evening at the Villa of Messines, the servants and artists are having a meal by the fire, after Felicia and Gaius are dancing. Fanfares are sounding in the arena of the theater of Messines. Guests are arriving. Young men and women are dancing in circles, but the evil centaur appears. Seduced by the beauty of the girls, he dances with the Amazons. The cabin boy teases the monster, to the laughter of the crowd, and climbs onto his back. The athlete saves the girl, but the Amazons surround him. Then the dance of the fight of the Greeks with the Amazons unfolded. The stage sparkled with the colors of the dance of Felicia and Gaius. The Greeks win. But Gaius picked up the Amazon Felicia and carried her away in triumph. The prefect did not like this, he noted that the artists would regret it. The prefect presented the audience with a gladiator fight. They fought with swords, until one broke his sword. Then, the prefect sends a gladiator against the centaur, and he catches the monster with nets. The Amazons did not run around the arena for long, as the gladiator captured them with nets. And then Gaius fought bravely with him, but he was soon captured too. The crowd shouted and whistled, and the prefect was very pleased. The prefect announces, the prize for the winner is doubled, if anyone dares to challenge the gladiator. Alex, eager to avenge the artists and Gaius, entered the arena. The crowd roars, and Uncle and Messines can barely hold their breaths. The gladiator roars and rushes towards Alex, but he throws himself over his head and re-enters the fight. The cabin boy bursts into the arena again, distracting the gladiator and causing laughter. He takes out the chameleon, holding it under the gladiator's nose, and he is confused. A few well-aimed blows from Alex cooled the ardor of the tired gladiator. Alex frees the artists and Gaius. The crowd roars and waves its arms. The prefect gives the prize and the gladiator's fate into the hands of the Roman. Alex returns the prize and the gladiator in exchange for the artists. The prefect happily agrees. Glory to the emperor and Jupiter. Late evening, Villa Polinia. The companions are getting ready for the journey. They invite Polonius on board the ship. Guy and Alex confess to the substitution. Uncle is shocked by the vicissitudes of fate, releases all the artists, announces Alex as his ward. Donker and his wife recognize Felicia as their missing daughter. She happily rushes to her parents and introduces Guy to him. Alex and Amelia appear before Gordon and Pliny. They embrace the young. The old man points to Vesuvius and hurries to leave the city. Everyone hurries to the port. Pliny walks around the gallery. The antique statues come to life and dance with each other. The master says goodbye to each in turn. Apollo, Diana, Hermes, Nike, the Olympians. The servant covers the gods with a transparent blanket. They are the last to board the ship. The Gulf of Naples night. By torchlight the ship has set out to sea. The captain and crew greet the travelers. The cabin boy tries to accommodate everyone. The wind has picked up and the ship has heeled over. The bad weather is not leaving them alone. And only after moving to a safe distance did they feel safe.